With your latest news, I'm April Cummings. Chief Medical Officer Dr. John Lee reports 206 more COVID-19 tests carried out since Wednesday. One is positive for COVID-19. The individual is an asymptomatic traveler who tested positive following routine screening and will remain in isolation until considered recovered. This follows the previous day's results, 490 COVID-19 tests carried out. 5 positive asymptomatic travelers were in that batch. Chief Medical Officer Dr. John Lee also reported a sample was reported positive for SARS-CoV-2 at Doctors Hospital, getting what was described as a very weak positive result. He said the result was taken from someone in the community being screened as part of the ongoing program. The person and everyone in their household was asymptomatic. They had traveled from the UK some weeks ago and went through the normal quarantine and screening process with no problems. More samples were taken from the individual and household, which returned negative results. However, in the interest of caution, we're told the household would be isolated and monitored by public health with additional testing over the next few days. The number of people in isolation currently is at 1,290. The Premier updates the public on plans for the upcoming National Heroes Day celebrations, along with the new admissions to the Order of the Cayman Islands.
In my role as Chancellor of the Order of the Cayman Islands, it is my distinct honor and privilege to announce that the following 8 outstanding individuals have accepted admission to membership in the Order of the Cayman Islands. To be an officer of the Order, Miss Heather Borden, OCI Certificate of Honor, JP. To be an officer, Dr. Gerald Smith, OCI. To be an officer, Mr. John Edward Ebanks, OCI Certificate of Honor. To be an officer, Nurse Shirlene Henriquez, OCI Certificate of Honor.
The Honorable Alden McLaughlin says those to be a member of the Order: Susie Soto, Reba Dilbert, Pastor Randall Von Canal, and Dr. Delroy Jefferson.
These outstanding individuals, the 8 of them, were nominated by members of the public, and these nominations were considered by the Council for the Order of the Cayman Islands, which is chaired by the Honorable Chief Justice Anthony Smelley, QC.
Mr. McLaughlin says 39 nominations were received this year. Moving on to the National Heroes Day celebrations, this year Cayman is honoring the country's seafarers and its great seafaring tradition. The celebrations this year will be broken into 3 different events.
Heroes Day celebrations will begin this year on Cayman Brac on Saturday, 23rd of January, to honor those seafarers from the Brac and Little Cayman. We will celebrate our heroes from Bordentown, East End, and Northside on Sunday, the 24th of January at Pedro St. James. On Monday, the 25th, we are in Georgetown to recognize those in our seafaring history from the districts of Georgetown and West Bay.
Government will also announce a calendar of events to celebrate Caymanian seafarers through the remainder of the year. An appeal tonight for backyard farming to ensure food security. Radio Cayman's Shanda Gallego has more.
Minister for Agriculture Honorable Juliana O'Connor Connolly Wednesday appealed to residents to practice backyard farming, describing it as an excellent way of ensuring food security and good health. The appeal comes as the minister paid a special visit with veteran West Bay farmer Aruna Powery, where he recently reaped pumpkins weighing over 200 pounds from his backyard garden. He expressed his pride at the impressive yield and also encouraged others to get involved in backyard farming. The minister also urged registered farmers to take advantage of available grants, such as those provided under the COVID-19 Farmers Assistance Program. $1 million have been set aside, according to the ministry, to ensure that farmers, especially those negatively affected by the pandemic, gain access to seeds, fertilizers, and other essential agricultural input. Minister O'Connor Connolly stated, through the provision of these funds, the hope is to stimulate increased agricultural activity, increase backyard enterprises, and provide greater quantities of fresh, high-quality produce and livestock to satisfy the growing needs of the people of the Cayman Islands. Shanda Gallego, Radio Cayman News.
The Cayman Islands Agricultural Society is hoping to ramp up youth interest in agriculture in 2021.
Even since COVID, we've had a lot of people come in to register to be a part of the society, even if it's for that guidance to grow in, where do I start if I want to do farming? Like being able to come to the society, we can guide them in a way where this is where you start, this is how you do it. So that having that channel is always a best thing to have as an option for those as well. But it is growing. There are a lot of new farmers on board that are younger as well. So we kind of encourage everyone, even if it's a backyard farming that you want to do, eating healthier and eat what you grow is the best way to be healthier.
That's Priscilla Bodden, Operations Manager at the Cayman Islands Agricultural Society. While a younger generation of farmers is cropping up, Agricultural Society President George Smith says it is important to remember the older farmers who got us to where we are today.
The Cayman Islands, definitely, terrain is definitely different from what you see on TV, where they have acres and acres of, football fields of farms, right? But, without their experience, as you said, definitely agriculture here would not be where it is. So that's definitely, they're the beacon in the society. I mean, the younger farmers is coming behind, but, we definitely don't overlook our older farmers for the guidance and putting us where we are today.
You can find out more about backyard farming by contacting the Department of Agriculture at 947-3090. As to the COVID-19 Farmers Assistance Program, you can call 926-3146 or 927-0753. The National Trust voices its disappointment online after the destruction of a historic site in Cayman Brac. In a Facebook post, the Trust said it was, quote, deeply saddened to learn of the destruction of the turtle crawl in the Brac this week, describing it as a piece of Caymanian history beloved by many that has now been lost. The Trust says it is unfortunate that there are places like the turtle crawl that they are unable to purchase for conservation due to limited funding and the high cost of purchasing land. So the Trust says it's using this opportunity to strongly appeal to the planning department and developers to take into consideration the country's environmental and cultural heritage when it comes to development on the three islands. The Central Caribbean Marine Institute is hosting its third year of awareness and action with our Healthy Reefs campaign. The theme for 2021, Healthy Reefs Now.
Efforts this year will promote our advocacy for coral reefs within the local and international community through outreach and education, while we continue to do the critical work to monitor the health of our coral reefs as part of our long-term monitoring efforts.
CCMI's Robin Larkin tells Radio Cayman the data collected from these efforts provide the scientific evidence which directs their research to better protect and restore coral reefs. You're invited to join CCMI this year to ensure that Cayman has healthy reefs now. Follow their sites to learn about upcoming events and the latest information from their ongoing research projects at the Little Cayman Research Center. You can find out more at reefresearch.org.
Do you need help with completing the Needs Assessment Unit application form? Do you have questions regarding how to access services from the NAU?
A public service announcement from the Needs Assessment Unit. They want to make it easier for people in the community to get help, so they've launched a pilot program called NAU is in Our District.
The Needs Assessment Unit is now providing support services in the districts every Friday until the 25th of June.
A team will be at the Northside Public Library from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. tomorrow. You can find out more by visiting the notice board at gov.ky. The Ministry of Education and Youth says some 370 students registered to participate in the extended holiday program. Radio Cayman's Paula Cal explains.
The programs and activities, which started on January 4th, ranged from one-day events to two-week camps and catered to children from age 4 and upwards. Programs and activities are being offered by the Youth Services Unit, the Department of Sports, and the Young Men's Christian Association. So far, the programs have averaged 212 participants every day across all 6 sites. Participants have had a blend of traditional day camp activities and after-school staples, including STEM, academic enrichment, and social, emotional learning. For the older participants at the Field of Dreams, leadership and teamwork activities have been at the forefront of the Teen Challenge Camp. Program participants are provided with breakfast, lunch, and snacks daily. Transportation is also offered to students for specific activities upon request. The extended holiday programs and activities wrap up tomorrow. For Radio Cayman News, I am Paul Akal.
That is your latest local news from Radio Cayman's newsroom. I'm April Cummings.